so you know that it is time for another book haul. Last book haul I said I probably wouldn't be doing many more in the near future, and then all the book sales happened at like every thrift store, so yeah, here we are. However, I will say though that I have been to like 5 thrift stores in the last week or two, and have bought 0 books because I just didn't find anything that I wanted. So I'm not sure what that means. We will see going forward, but let's just do this. I already forget most of these books, so okay. The Longing in Me, How Everything You Crave Leads to the Heart of God by Sheila Walsh. The what is this called? Subtitle. The subtitle got me on this one. So it is a Christian nonfiction that I have never heard about, but it sounds good. Okay. Ooh, yes. I saw this at the thrift store and I just had to snag it. The Best of Lewis Carroll. So obviously the famous one from Lewis Carroll is Alice in Wonderland, but there are some of his short stories in here as well that I've never heard of before. So totally interested to read this, and I had to of course send a picture to my sister, who is like, she really loves Alice in Wonderland. Her wedding was even Alice in Wonderland themed, so that's cool. Lioness Arising, Wake Up and Change Your World by Lisa Bevere. I think I heard about this one when it was coming out, but I haven't heard anything about it since, but I'm down to try it. It's a Christian nonfiction once again. Yes, The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock by Imogen Herms Goer. This one I have seen on Book Outlet a lot, and then when I saw it at the thrift store, I thought I would give it a try. I don't know anything about it. I have been wanting to find some more mermaid stories, so I'm hoping that this is an actual mermaid and not like a figurative term of a mermaid, you know. But it's blurbed on the back by Madeline Miller and Susanna Clark. I haven't read from either of those authors, but I know that they are quite popular, which doesn't always mean anything, but you know. Against the Tide by Elizabeth Camden. It's a Christian historical fiction. Don't know anything about it, but it's got a ship on the front, so yes. The next one I got is The Virtuous Woman, 1935 by Gilbert Morris. Part of this series. Oh yes. I thought I had more. I actually picked up all of these that the thrift store had. They're all from the same series. So The Virtuous Woman, 1935, An Unlikely Ally, 1940, The Silent Harp, 1935, The Royal Handmaid, 1935, and The Shining Badge, 1931, all by Gilbert Morris. And I've been wanting to read more from Gilbert Morris, so I've got those. What else have we got? The Hidden Agenda by Lisa Harris. I have another one. Yes, I have another one from this Southern Crime series from the thrift store. Haven't read it yet, but now I have a second one in the series. I got this edition of The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. I'm really excited to get to The Pilgrim's Progress. I've never read it before, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, I also got Book of Days by James L. Rhubart. It says best-selling author of Rooms. I have Rooms on my TBR anticipated shelf right now. And so, yeah, I'm excited to have this one. This is a Christian fiction, I don't know, suspense. Oh yeah, suspense. I'm not doing a good job of telling you genres of a bunch of these, but I got The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie by Alan Bradley. I've gotten into this series, so yeah, when I find them at the thrift store, I will be collecting them. I also have the Prodigal Apprentice by George McDonald. Was it Tiffany here at Beautiful Minutia? Let me know, Tiffany, if this was you. Somebody commented on one of my previous videos when I was talking about the Princess and the Goblin by George MacDonald, and they said that most of George MacDonald's writing, his books, are allegories. So, I mean, I don't know. This just looks like a normal fiction, but I mean, we'll see. So, yeah, looking forward to this. It's edited for today's reader by Dan Hamilton. What does that mean exactly? Edited for today's reader. Let me know if you know in the comments below. That rhymed. I've got 2 from Tales of Goldstone Wood by Anne Elizabeth Stengel. Never heard of this series, never heard of this author, but there was 2, so I'm gonna give it a try. And it looks like fantasy. Let's see. Oh, it's Bethany House, so it's Christian, and it does say TNFI. Does that just mean teen fiction? Fantasy allegory. Ah, it's an allegory. I love allegories. Rochelle Decker, The Choosing. This one I was like super excited to find at the thrift store. It's in like really good condition. This is Ted Decker's daughter, and she has also gotten into writing. This is, just says fiction on the back, but I'm assuming it would be kind of like suspense. I don't know. We'll try it. This one I was excited to find. This one I actually found at our local Christian bookstore, which I have a hard time because I really want to support local Christian, local any business really. But their books are so expensive. Actually, all of their stuff is really expensive. So I don't know. When I went in there, I went to the clearance section, and this was there for $3.99. So that's a steal for a Christian bookstore. And Orphan Song, I believe Lou has really enjoyed this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lou. So upon her enjoyment of it, I'm going to give it a try. And then I picked up The Redemption by M.L. Tyndall. This one I found, this is book 3 or book 1? This is book 1. I found book 2 and 3 at the thrift store a couple of hauls ago, and I didn't have book 1. Now I found book 1. I love it when that happens. It's so awesome. This one was cool. The Puffin Book of Nursery Rhymes by Iona and Peter Opie. I'm really looking forward to this. This is like, looks like kids poetry, and I'm just super into kids poetry. I love it. So I'm really looking forward to getting to that one. Let's see. I'm gonna save my mass market paperbacks to the end because there are a lot of them. There's some real good ones in here, guys. I found this Pride and Prejudice edition. I do have some of the vintage editions, but I don't really want to read them because like they're valuable and brittle and stuff. So I just found this cheap one, and I will feel a lot more comfortable like reading it and like putting it down, you know. So there's that. I got Tuck by Stephen Lawhead. I am actually reading this trilogy this month, and I'm really excited that I found this third one because I've been looking for a long time because I own the first 2 from thrift store. So I was glad to find that one. I found there was a couple here that was like, I don't really know anything about them, and I don't even know if they're like Christian or not, but give it a try, I guess. I also found this one of Pride and Prejudice. I found this one after that one. I wouldn't have bought that one if I had found this one first, but I just thought this one was just so cute, so I bought it. But I can always give books to the CF book sale. This one, The Lost Girl of Astor Street. This is the one that I have no idea anything about it. Oh, it's from a church library, but it's by Blink YA Books. I've never heard of that publishing company before. So could this be a Christian one then? If it's from a church library, I assume. It's in first person, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know. Give it a try. I got Kiss by Ted Decker and Erin Healy. I have this one in my audiobooks that I'm waiting to get, so I figured I saw this one in person, plus I like Ted Decker. So far I haven't enjoyed what I've read of Erin Healy, so I assume that one's going to be like a little bit weird, but looking forward to it, I guess. I've got River's Edge by Terry Blackstock. I have a couple from this series, but I didn't have this one. This is one of her older series, so I should get to that one. I've got The Amethyst Heart by Penelope J. Stokes. This one is the author caught my eye because I have 3 books from a series of hers that I actually want to start this month. Hopefully I can get to it. Yeah, I don't really know what she writes. I believe it is Christian fiction. It's Word Publishing. I assume that's Christian fiction. Yeah, I don't really know a lot about this, but that's a theme here. You guys are used to this already, so. I got these 2, and I know a lot of you, especially Chantel, you're gonna laugh at me when you see this, but it was honestly the cover that caught my eye, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need these books. So, yeah, they're awesome. This is book 1 and 2, The Crimson Tapestry and the Shadows of Eden by Michael R. Jones, from the series Twilight of the Gods. And it's by Moody Bible Institute. So it's gonna be, I mean, I assume this is a Christian author then. And I'm like so stoked to get to these. Like, you guys don't even know. Yeah, really excited. I found Sonnet to a Dead Contessa by Gilbert Morris. This is from his Lady Trent mystery series. I have 2 others in this series. Now I have a 3rd. Okay, so I found Sinner by Ted Dekker, a Paradise novel. Oh, a Paradise novel. Does this mean, is this from the, that's right, it is. This is the 3rd book in that, I don't know if it was meant to be a trilogy, but I think the first 2 books are Showdown, which is on my favorite shelf. That's book 2. Book 1 is The Saint, which I actually DNF'd, which is a little bit of a weird thing, but yeah, Sinner. I found Irish Fairy Tales. I do have another book that I hauled in the past called Irish Folk and Fairy Tales, but yeah, now I've got this one. Looking forward to seeing what some Irish fairy tales are like. I've got Active Defense by Lynette Eason, The Danger Never Sleeps, book 3. At first, I don't know, something about her vibe made me think that it was Amish, but as far as the back, it doesn't say anything about Amish, so I have no idea. Oh, it says romantic suspense, so I suspect it'll be very formulaic, so we'll see. This one, do you guys remember in the last book haul when I said why I purchased the other one in this? Something about faith, is it? I don't know, but I told you it's because of the cover that I bought it. And so then I guess when I saw the 2nd book, or the 3rd book in this series, I was like, well, I already have one other one in the series. I may as well just get that one. And this cover is like gorgeous. Like, look at all those colors. I love the colors. So pretty. This one, I got this one because it's super popular and it was super cheap. Leviathan Wakes by James A. Corey. I have been told that I probably won't like this one, which is fair. And if I don't, then I will just put it in the CF sale. So, like, no big deal, right? It was like super cheap. It was on a sale day, obviously, all of this was. I was so excited. Remember in another haul, I hauled Waterfall by Lisa T. Berggren, and now I found books 2 and 3 in this trilogy. You guys, the luck I have been having is just astounding. I am so thankful. So I've got Cascade and Torrent, which are book 2 and 3 in this trilogy. I believe this is Christian publishing. Lisa T. Berggren is a Christian, I believe, and it's fantasy, perhaps? Fiction, young adult, general. Oh, not fantasy. Maybe it's medieval? I don't know. We'll find out, but I'm really looking forward to getting into that one. I found The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. I want to be collecting all of C.S. Lewis' works. I do want them in original, like in their vintage copies, but his stuff is not very often at the thrift store, I find, so even if I can find a newer copy, I will grab it because I want to read all of his books. I also found The Pursuit of God by A.W. Tozer. He's also somebody that I almost never see at the thrift stores. So when I do, like, I want to snag it up. So yeah, I've never read anything by A.W. Tozer, but super looking forward to it. I think I've said that for like most of these books. I guess that's a good sign. Okay, this one I bought for my husband's Star Wars collection. This is super cool. The Jedi Path. It reads, or it's formatted like a notebook. Like, I think this is meant to be. This is meant to be Luke Skywalker's notebook during his training to become a Jedi. So he's got all of his like heroes or whatever signatures in the front, and like he's got like little notes here. These are all printed notes. They're not that's part of the story, whatever. And they're meant to be his little notes that he's taken. And I just think this is the coolest thing. And I showed it to my husband and he thought that was pretty cool too. So that'll go in his collection. I also found this vintage A Child's Garden of Verse by Robert Louis Stevenson. He wrote, I don't remember which one he wrote. Which one did he write, guys? I forget. Anyway, children's poetry again. Can't wait to read that. And then I found this. I thought this was pretty neat. Okay, so Louis Lamour was a Western author, I believe. I heard about him on Celestia's channel, and I had picked up one of his books. And then at this one book sale I was at, I saw this book, and it's like his poetry. And it's like in this really like nice, I don't know, kind of binding, and it's just really interesting. I didn't know that he was a poet as well, but here we go. Looking forward to that. I said that again. I found Ezekiel. This is just a study companion for when you're reading the book of Ezekiel, which I thought this was awesome. I love the cover, and I really like when study books like this are per book of the Bible. Like, this book is only just Ezekiel. So I really like the concentrated books like that. And then I found Judge Tenderly of Me, the poems of Emily Dickinson. This looks like an old edition as well. Oh wow, that is a pretty hardback, guys. Look at that. It's got her, oh wow. It's got her writing all over it. I love that. What? I don't suspect this is super old, like super old, but let's see. Ooh, it's got illustrations. Copyright 1929, but this book 1957. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Okay, I need a new phrase. I'm looking forward to reading everything. Here, we're gonna get into all of our mass market paperbacks. Okay, so I found Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. Like, you just can't pass up a $1 copy of Brandon Sanderson. I've got Dolphin Island by Arthur C. Clarke. Arthur C. Clarke was a famous science fiction author, and this just gave me vibes of like Island of the Blue Dolphins, and so I was like, that could be cool. And then I found The Last Rainbow by Park Godwin. I mean, like, yes, absolutely. We're gonna get that. I don't know anything about it, but hello. Well, yeah, I found, this one's on a mass market. But I found Flunked by Jen Kalanita. I've been really enjoying the Fairy Tale Reform School series, so I'm excited to have found book 1 in the series because I already own book 2 and 3. So I've got book 1 now, and that's awesome. I found this edition of A Grief Observed by C.S. Lewis. So that's another one for the C.S. Lewis collection. A Hatful of Sky by Terry Pratchett. I read Going Postal last month, and I enjoyed it, and so I wanted to read more of his Discworld, and this book is from his Discworld series. So glad to have found that one, and I find Terry Pratchett is pretty hard to find at the thrift stores as well. So when you find it, snag it up. Charles R. Swindoll, a non-devotional study guide. It's called Active Spirituality. So, I also haven't read anything by Swindoll, but I really, really, really want to. So, there is that. I've got Strange Shores by this name that I cannot pronounce. This one I grabbed because of the description on the back. A missing woman, a lost boy, Detective Erlander, I'm gonna have to get that because if that's his name, returns for the last time. I don't know, it's something about somebody's missing, and those stories really intrigue me. So there's that. I've got The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I DNF'd and unhauled The Lost World by Michael Crichton last month, but then I saw this one by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who wrote Sherlock Holmes, so I was like, that could be interesting. And it's dinosaurs, so I'm like, how did that work? Did Michael Crichton get his ideas from this book? Like, now I need to figure that out. Speaking of that, I finally found a copy of Jurassic Park at the thrift store. This is literally the first Jurassic Park copy I have ever found at the thrift store, because I guess people just don't want to ever get rid of their copies, and I can understand why, because I really like Jurassic Park. Maybe I'll keep that up there. So I mentioned Arthur C. Clarke before, and this one is Reach for Tomorrow. So science fiction, classic science fiction, we'll see. Then I found this beautiful copy of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I do have a whole Tolkien display over there in our living room, and I love it, so always got to add to it when I find. I found another copy of The Pilgrim's Progress. For having looked for it for so many years and not finding it, I'm sure finding a lot of copies now, so I'm glad that I have this vintage edition, because you guys know I love those. I mean, there's a unicorn on the cover, and it's like 80s, so it's a win. 16 magical tales about the most wondrous of all creatures. Unicorns. Oh, it's like short stories. Cool, cool. I also picked up The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This one is always at the thrift store. I've never read it. I have not watched the movie. There's a movie, right? I don't remember. But I know that Emily, Books with Emily Fox, she just recently read this one, and she couldn't believe that she had never read it before, because she just absolutely loved it. So, I mean, her book reading tastes are definitely not the same as mine, but I'm willing to give it a try. I see it all the time, so let's just give it a try. What's it gonna hurt, right? I've got the Cadfidel by Ellis Peters. This one is for the Ellis Peters collection that I'm finding. I don't know if this is part of the medieval whodunit series or something else, but there it is. I picked up this edition of Merlin by Stephen R. Lawhead, because the edition that I have is in a little bit of rough shape, so this one's in pretty good shape, so I will just replace that. And then I found City of God by St. Augustine. I have never read a St. Augustine. I've never even seen one at the thrift store, and I'm really, really interested to see what I think about it. This is gonna date me, but I remember that song by Switchfoot. I think it's called Augustine. You guys should look it up. I have that album, and I listened to that album a lot when I was a teenager, and so that song kind of made me curious about who Augustine was, or St. Augustine, so I guess we will see. It's a great Christian classic. Oh, it's abridged for modern readers. It's abridged. This is a thick boy for being abridged, but we will see. And then I've found some Mercedes Lackey. I have this one in a bigger hardback, but because I have now both of these in mass market and they're both in great condition, I'll just find these. But yeah, fantasy, I don't believe they are Christian, so we'll see how it goes, but I mean, these covers are pretty sweet. And Then, speaking of Mercedes lackeys, and this one, the cover, again, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like white horses in 80s style. I don't know. I think I've shown you like 3 already today. But, yeah, this, the cover, you guys. Look at this. Ah! So cool. Now, the last thing I want to show you is more than one thing. And we're not surprised. But have a look at what I've scored lately at the thrift stores. Well, not lately, I guess this was a little bit ago, but this is different stores, but like, dun, 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 vintage Agatha Christie's. And you guys, I did not pay a mint for these. I paid like, these are cheap. I couldn't even get over it. Look at all this. Ah, so excited to get into all this mystery. You guys, I can't even. So excited. But we'll wrap it up. Okay, there it is. My book haul. I'm really excited. We have plans to go on a little holiday in the next few weeks. So I'm hoping to stop by some thrift stores that I've never been to before on the way. And we'll see. We'll see if I can find some stuff at in different provinces. So that'll be really fun. Thank you guys so much for watching and for bearing with me. This one, the end of it was a bit of a flop, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which one excites you the most out of all this. I'm excited about quite a lot of them, so yeah, let me know what you've been hauling lately, and let's just chat books in the comments below. Have a lovely day. Bye guys. I'm gonna try and do it different this time. It's always the same, but I guess we'll stick with what works, I suppose. To that series as well. Wow, just not having luck today with this. Let me just put this. Whoa, whoa. It's not gonna go well. Okay, well, this is, I think it's time to be done. But we'll wrap it up.